Stay with us. We're getting more breaking news now also coming in. The shipping ministry. The shipping ministry has given an update on Indian vessels stuck in the Strait of Hormuz. They've said all our 22 vessels and 600 Indian seafarers are safe. No maritime incident has been reported. Director General of Shipping has been in constant coordination with ship owners, RPSL agencies and Indian missions in this regard. 13 repatriations have taken place within the last 24 hours. If we look at the 48-hour period, a total of 34 repatriations have been done.
22 भारतीय जहाज और उस पे 600 भारतीय नाविक सभी सुरक्षित हैं। कोई भी मैरीटाइम इंसिडेंट की सूचना नहीं है। मैंने पिछली ब्रीफिंग में बताया था 611 भारतीय नाविक हैं। इसमें 11 साइन ऑफ किया है, इसलिए नंबर ये 600 हो गया है। डीजी शिपिंग शिप ओनर्स के साथ, आरपीएसएल एजेंसी के साथ और इंडियन मिशंस के साथ लगातार कोऑर्डिनेट किए हैं और सीफेरर्स को रिपैट्रिएट करने के लिए वहां से प्रयत्न भी कर रही है। इसी क्रम में पिछले 24 घंटे में 13 रिपैट्रिएशन हुआ है। अगर 48 घंटे देखें तो 34 रिपैट्रिएशन हुए हैं विभिन्न एयरपोर्ट और विभिन्न रीजन से गल्फ एरिया के। जो 24/7 डीजी कॉम सेंटर है, डीजी शिपिंग का कम्युनिकेशन सेंटर, उसमें 24 घंटों में 60 टेलीफोनिक कॉल्स और 129 ईमेल्स प्राप्त हुए जिनका जवाब दिया गया है। और कार्गो मूवमेंट के संदर्भ में कोई कंजेशन किसी पोर्ट पे रिपोर्टेड नहीं है। हमने कल भी और परसों भी सारे पोर्ट के साथ रिव्यू किया, कहीं से भी किसी भी मेजर पोर्ट या माइनर पोर्ट पे कोई कंजेशन।
Dr. Sharad Kohli, clearly the government, of course, and in particular the shipping ministry, talking about how no maritime incident has been reported. Our seafarers are safe, repatriations continue, and our vessels also are being tracked very, very closely.
Well, if you see the statement made by the Iranian government that Strait of Hormuz is open, except for the enemies. Now, if 22 ships are stuck there, well, I don't think India is an enemy, first of all. So I think there is a certain degree of contradiction in what the Iranian government has said. Ideally, these 22 ships should have sailed through because India is not an enemy. India condoled the death of Khamenei also. Indian Prime Minister has been in touch, has been in dialogue with the Iranian counterparts, with the Iranian president as well. So ideally, if you ask me, these ships should not have been stuck there. They should have passed through, but maybe as a preemptive measure, as a precautionary measure, or there is some glitch in the dialogue when these ships are still not passing through. That's my first reaction. Now, if you see the objectives of US, change of regime, objective number 1, a destruction of the nuclear facilities, objective number 2. Both the objectives have not been achieved. There is still Mr. Khamenei, his next generation, which is the supreme leader. Nuclear facilities, they all remain intact. 450 grams of uranium is still very much there. So I think if this is true, if there is a ceasefire of any kind, it will definitely be welcomed around the world because war is in nobody's favor. There's no doubt about that. But at the end of the day, this tweet of President Trump, I think a ratification from the Iranian government later in the day would clarify the situation. And you see how quickly the markets react, how sensitive the markets is. Crude oil suddenly fell down from 114, it came down to 103, 104. Gold prices, they were down to $4,000 in the COMEX. They suddenly rose up to $4,400. So you know how sensitive the market is. This shows the economic vulnerability of the war, that how the war is impacting the economies around the world. In fact, there is a recession which is knocking at the doors of the globe. And I think if this war doesn't come to a real ceasefire, let me use the word real as of now, because I don't know if the tweet really means a real ceasefire or a total ceasefire or a partial ceasefire, but there is a need for real ceasefire. So the moment that news comes, you will see all the economies, all the markets reacting in a V shape. It is called V-shaped recovery. However, that seems to be a distant now because after the 48-hour threat given to attack Strait of Hormuz, I'm sure President Trump must be rethinking the strategy, because Iran, on the other hand, had threatened that if you do that to us, we are going to hit the power plants of all the West Asian nations, which would have sunk them into darkness. Because if Iran would have sunk into darkness, and I think we all agree, Iran's top 40, 50 people are gone. You know, most of its infrastructure supposedly has been destroyed, schools, hospitals, government buildings, and so and so. I think Iran is in a situation it has got nothing to lose. So all the armament, all the ammunition, all the missiles in possession of Iran, I think the best of the missiles of Iran, I feel, are yet to come. And I think it has now started firing the cluster bombs and the hypersonic missiles.
Right.
So let's wait and see. Next few hours are very crucial.